Hi everyone, welcome to Becky's Crafts and Goodies. Today we're going to make a China teacup candle. Now these are really easy to make, but they look really effective. Now not only are these great to sell if you've got like a craft fair or something like that that you do, they also make great presents. So what we're going to use is this easy candle. Now this is actually candle wax inside this bottle. Now the bottle actually looks like a bottle of milk, but in it you get the wax and you get 2 wicks at the side. So what you need to do to start with is to just take off the label, and all the instructions are actually inside the label. Okay, so the wax we're using today is the premium container wax, and there's 3 different sorts that you can actually use. You've got the soy wax, you've got the premium container wax, and you've got the Bond Street blend as well. So if you look on their website, there's all sorts of different types that you can do. They range from $5.95 for this size, then there's $7.95 for the soy wax, and $9.95 for the Bond Street. And each container you get has 2 wicks with it. So what we do to start with is we take the wicks off. They're just stuck on with a little bit of sticky tape, and you put the wick in the bottom of your container. Now because we're doing them in teacups, we'll just peel that off, and then we're going to stick it inside the bottom of the teacup. Now hopefully we will have a little bit of wax left over, and what we'll do is we'll put some in these waffles, like a little waffle mould. So we'll pour them into there, and then that will give us some spare melts that we can just use in our normal melt burner. So I'll just pop this one in the middle as well. Now with regards to teacups, if you've got any teacups of your own you can use, or you can look in like second-hand shops, charity shops, thrift stores, anything like that, and that will work really well. So the first thing you need to do with the wax is to unscrew the lid slightly, and what this does is it will release some of the pressure. So you don't take it off fully, but you actually release it and then just rest it on. Okay, so I'm just going to put this into a pan. Now in this pan we've got some boiling water, so be very careful when you're doing this, and you need to put the bottle inside. It needs to be about halfway up, so you've got half in water and half above. And what we're going to do is we're going to melt this in the pan for around about 20 minutes or so until it's melted. So the time will depend obviously how fast you're boiling it, but don't leave it unattended. Do stay with it and just make sure that there's no children around quite close. So we're just going to boil that now until the wax melts. Right, so while that's boiling away, I'm going to tell you about the fragrances and also the colours. And the colours are $2.99 each. This one's the blue, primary blue. And if you look on the back here, there are there's a little chart to give you a different idea of kind of what different colours you can get from each bottle. So if you put 5 drops in, you get a lighter colour. There's 10 there, 45, and then 90. So 90 is quite a deep colour, but you could always just add as little or as much as you like. And if you wanted to, you could also mix colours too. But if you look on the website, you will see a choice of colours that you can use. They do different fragrances. They're $3.99. They do floral, fresh, fruity, fun, and festive. So the festive ones I don't think are released yet, but they will be for in time for Christmas. And you use, for one of those little like milk cartons, you use the whole bottle of fragrance. So it's actually measured out correctly, but you wouldn't use the whole bottle of the colour. So they also do the waffle moulds as well. So these are $5.95 on the website. Obviously all these prices are current at the moment and they are subject to change. But they have, these are a great way to use up any wax that you've not used in your containers. Now you can use different kinds of containers as well. And if you've got maybe candles that you've had that you've been, bought or used up previously, you can scrape out the old wax. You can use a spoon or something like that. Place the container into a bowl of boiling water, then wait for it to soften and just wipe it out with a kitchen towel. You can also remove the sticky labels with nail polish or white spirit, and then just wash them in warm soapy water afterwards. So you can use different containers. It doesn't have to just be a teacup. And as I said, the waffle moulds are on there as well. So I've just got a few of the melts that have been sent to me. These are all fragranced, all different. I don't know what fragrances they are, but they all smell really nice. There's kind of a festive-y one in there with spices and stuff. But these are like a range of the colours that you can get. And obviously each one you could add more or less drops and it would give you a different effect. Right, so this is all melted. So very carefully remove it from the heat. Obviously be really careful because it is going to be very, very hot. And then you need to unscrew the top part there, so unscrew the lid. Then we need to add the fragrance oil. In this case, we've got crisp cotton. So it's just one of those push down ones, and you have to put the whole of the bottle inside. And this is the point where you add the colour as well. So we're just going to add 5 drops, and it does smell really nice. So we'll just add these in. So as you can see, that hasn't used hardly anything at all. Now a pink would be really nice for these, but we've got a blue, so we're going to use the blue, but like a light baby pink would actually look lovely. So once that's on, you have to screw the lid back on very carefully, and then you have to lightly shake it. And what we're doing is we're just mixing the colours, mixing the fragrance, and after that we're going to leave it to stand when we've thoroughly mixed it for around about 3 minutes, and this allows for the fragrance to absorb. And as you can see, it is quite a dark colour already, just with a few drops. So we're going to leave that for 3 minutes, and then we're going to pour. Right, so to pour them, obviously undo the lid to start with, and we're going to fill the container to about 3/4. And what will happen is the candle will start and set, and once it starts to set, we're going to pull the wick up so it can actually sit up in the wax, and then we'll top it up a little bit more. So if it does fall down, we're not going to worry too much. So again, we'll do the same thing with this one. Now incidentally, you can actually buy more wicks from the website. They sell around about 20 wicks for around about £3. You can also buy glass containers as well. And these waffle moulds, they make, I think you can get about 54 melts out of one container, so you can get quite a lot. So what we'll do is we'll pop those to one side for a moment and let them start to set, and we'll pour some in these waffle melts. So also, if you've got any other moulds, you can use those. So you don't actually have to use the waffle ones. Right, so while they're just setting, I'm just going to put this wax back in to the hot water just to keep the wax warm. Right, so this is the stage where you would pull your wicks kind of up to the centre, but these have kind of stayed pretty central really. So we're going to now top up the rest of the cup with some more wax. And we'll kind of stop around about there, and we'll just do the same for the other one. And we'll let that set, and when that sets, we'll trim the wick on the top. Right, so now we're going to turn out the moulds, and they're really easy, they just pop out. Right, so these are almost dry, and what I'm going to do is to just trim the wick at the bottom. So after they're set, I'd recommend that you leave them about 24 hours before burning them, but I'm sure you'll agree they're a really nice present. You could also, if you wanted to give them as a gift, wrap them maybe in some cello wrap and just make that a really nice present. And that's it. So I'll just move those to one side and show you the little waffles that we made, and they're really cute. And Chloe did actually say that they look like a little bit like a biscuit. So there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this. I've really enjoyed doing this video for you, and if you are interested in buying them, I will drop all the links in the description down below, and you can pop onto the website and have a look. So you take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.